Create strong job postings to hire strong employees. Questions that would be answered. Why should I take the time to craft a strong job description? What steps can I take to make sure I'm attracting strong job candidates? What should I include in the job description? Connect with me via WhatsApp, +234 703 247 4726, to get more interesting videos. Please, to support our ministry, remember to like the video, and also find it in your heart to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then gently tap the bell to turn on the notification, so as not to miss out on the next videos. Imagine Parties by Pabla is a party promotion company that's doing pretty good business. Apparently, people in Pabla's town just love to party. Pabla decides she needs to hire a graphic designer to help her make party flyers. She creates an ad that says, "Parties by Pabla is looking for a creative ninja who can do awesome visuals. Come work with a great team that loves to party." Pabla posts the ad online, and immediately starts getting responses to it. A lot of responses. Hundreds, in fact. As she starts sifting through them, she realizes most of the candidates aren't graphic designers. What did she do wrong? Let's find out. It's easy to see why Pabla created a job description that was too vague. At first, job postings can seem really simple to write. But it's important to spend time crafting a strong one that has all the right information. An obvious benefit is that a good job description can give you a better chance of hiring the right employee with the right skills for your business. On top of that, a good job description can make the hiring process more efficient. Instead of wasting days, or months, looking at unqualified resumes, you can spend more time evaluating a greater number of good candidates. Tip: it helps to do some prep work before you sit down to write your job description. Think about your current team. What skills do they have covered, and which skills do you need to hire for? You can start your job description with the easiest part to write: the job title, a short job description, and a rundown of your company. After you create a specific job title that most candidates will be familiar with, for example, graphic designer, social media marketer, copywriter, etc., follow it up with a couple sentences that summarize what the job's role and function are. For example, we're looking for a graphic designer to produce flyers that will promote parties in the tri-state area. This person will partner with our copywriter to create attention-grabbing concepts that are unique to each event. Then, briefly talk about your company. What's your industry and product or service? How many employees do you have? How many customers do you serve on average? You can also include your company's mission statement, how you're different than your competitors, and your company's culture. Once you're all warmed up, dive into the key responsibilities of the open position. You can use a bullet point list for easy reading. This area might get tricky because it can be tempting to rely on industry jargon and acronyms. Resist the urge. You want your job description to sound like a human talking to a human, versus sounding like a user's manual. You also want to avoid getting into unnecessary details, like how many people are on the team. After all, that might change. It's a good idea to make sure the information you're sharing isn't confidential, too. Pabla's first bullet point might be, create unique flyers based on party theme or occasion, and the second point might be, stay on top of the latest trends in design, memes, and cultural events that can inspire flyers. Mention any equipment, software, or technical skills the candidate needs to be successful in the position. For example, graphic designers might need to use Photoshop, and a woodworker might need to use a bandsaw. Also, add who the employee will work or interact with. That includes who they'd report into and whether anyone would report into them. Listen up. Next, come skills and qualifications. When it comes to these, it's quality not quantity. Try and list no more than 4. To help, Figure out which are minimum qualifications, and which are preferred. Minimum qualifications are ones that candidates absolutely must have, and can usually be assessed just by looking at someone's resume. If your job requires a certain license, like a driver's license for a delivery person, a certain amount of years experience, a degree in a certain field, or something similar, then that's a minimum qualification. List these minimum qualifications carefully. Make sure you're not using any language that might accidentally be rooted in a subtle bias, discrimination, stereotype, or gender preference. Avoid using qualifiers that can be subjective, like extensive or significant, trendy buzzwords describing people versus behaviors, code wizard, design guru, and academic elitism, Ivy League, world class. You can also list preferred qualifications. These skills are nice to have, but won't be a deal breaker if they're not on someone's resume. Are there skills that your company can train people in once they're hired, or ones that aren't necessary to be successful in the job, but will help a candidate stand out from other applicants? Those can go into preferred qualifications. Pabla might list experience and proficiency in Photoshop as a minimum requirement for her graphic designer, but have creating animated GIFs as a preferred qualification. Tip: while job title, description, company information, and qualifications are must-haves, you can also add average salary, whether the job site is on-site or remote, if a relocation package is possible, and any benefits like health insurance, company car, etc. The final part of your job description should work hard to set up candidates for success. Give people an email address or other ways to contact you. Consider creating a separate email address for hiring, even if your company is a booming business of one person. This stops your regular inbox from being flooded. You can also tell candidates exactly what they need to give you in their application, like a resume or CV, portfolio, cover letter, website, references, work samples, and so forth. Do this now. Let's help you get comfortable with writing a job posting by helping you create a sample version of the first two parts: job title and short description. Sounds good?